Good afternoon, Americans. I wanted to bring something to your attention, but I wanted to ask you to do something for me, please. Will you please repost this video? And if you can't repost it, will you please just copy it? And then I would like for you to send it to everyone that you know. Because the United States is in the most perilous time that we have been in since the U.S. Civil War. And that's because we have 6 U.S. Congresspeople, 2 senators and 4 representatives who have called for a mutiny of the United States of America. That's right. These people, Democrat elected officials, have told and advised our U.S. military to no longer follow the orders of the Commander-in-Chief, who is the President of the United States.
My name is Thomas Speciale. I have over 34 years of service in the Army and the Army Reserves, over 20 years in the national intelligence community during intelligence analysis, human intelligence collection, and I recently served as a senior advisor for the DNI on counterintelligence and security. I've served on active duty as an artilleryman, as an infantryman, and an interrogator in Afghanistan alongside U.S. Special Forces. This is a message to all members of the military and our veterans. Indeed, this is a message to all Americans who love our country and our Constitution. What you saw yesterday from a number of U.S. congressmen and women is nothing more than a disinformation campaign targeting you directly, specifically military, active duty military, and veterans, but it is ultimately directed at all Americans. These individuals are using their credentials in a fallacious argument that the U.S. military is being ordered to do something that is illegal. That is not what is happening. I view this action by these members of Congress as a direct assault on us and advocacy for mutiny. Advocacy for mutiny is a crime, and it is seditious. Their goal is to divide our military and damage our republic. I am not going to tell you what an illegal order is because I know you already know that. These are the same people that want women in men's bathrooms and sports. They label parents domestic terrorists for wanting to protect their children from sexual assault. These are the same people who burn cities all across the city, and they are the same members of Congress who advocated for defunding law enforcement and the murder of law enforcement. They are the people, then they turn to those same law enforcement and ask for protection. I already know that you will abide by your oath because we all know that oaths matter and that they never expire. And that oath is simple. We will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that we will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that we will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over us according to the regulations and Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help us God.
This has never happened in my lifetime. The last time this happened was in the Civil War. That's the war where we lost more Americans than any other time in history. We have 6 U.S. Congresspeople who have asked us to go to that level. Now, to these 6 Congresspeople, they say they told our active duty military that they do not have to follow illegal orders from the president. Now, I want to ask these people who are calling for a mutiny of our country, what illegal orders? Be specific. Are you talking about when President Trump sent the National Guard to stop crime in Washington, D.C., so that black mothers can take their children and walk down the street without being afraid that some crime was going to happen to them? Or are you talking about the people in Chicago where now they don't have to worry about gangs in their apartment complexes, where they're afraid to go in their own hallways where they live? Or are you talking about the crime in L.A. and all over the country where Americans are afraid in their own communities because you have allowed crime to get out of control? Are those the illegal orders that you are so concerned about right now, and that you say President Trump did illegal orders by using the National Guard, something that is a part of our U.S. Constitution, that he is allowed to do it? I would like for you to be specific on exactly what orders you are talking about. And it appears to me that the main orders that you are talking about are the orders to stop crime in minority communities all over the country. Anyway, for all of you who are listening to these people, Shame on you. You do not want a civil war. These people are calling for a civil war in the United States of America. If this happens, the people who will lose their lives are young working class Americans who are in the military right now. You are advising them to end their careers and maybe even their lives.